So I guess we can start, right?
Yeah, we can certainly start. I think we've got a couple participants here, so.
Okay, that's good. I'm sorry, it's the end of the day, so it's a bit slow on my end, but hello to everyone. My name is Amma Apia. I'm the center director here in Legon, and I'll be taking you through just something brief on what you should expect when you decide to spend your summer with us here in Legon. Okay, so when you get here, you'd meet myself and our program coordinator, Rachel. She's having internet challenges, so she's unable to join us at the moment. But the picture you can see on the right is an aerial shot of the University of Ghana. And it's on this campus that the CIEE Study Center is located. And for the study abroad programs, the college level programs, this is the university we enroll them in. For the high schoolers, you may get the opportunity to explore the campus and live in one of the hostels if there are rooms available, that is. Okay, so Legon is a suburb of Accra, and Accra is the capital city of Ghana. It has a population of more than 2.5 million people, and it is where you find all the major governmental offices, the office of the president, the ministerial offices, Supreme Courts, high courts, all of that you find in Accra. It is also known as the most Pan-African city in the world, with a very rich political history. In Accra, you'd find the W.E.B. Du Bois Museum. There's the Pan-African Museum being built, which is set to be completed in 2024. We are hoping that their timing is stuck to. It also has other nice hangout spots. We have beaches, some great food. I'm sure you've heard of Ghana Jollof, street food, nice restaurant food, and other things that you can explore as part of the Accra city life. Legon, although a suburb of Accra, has gained a sort of city repute because of the presence of the University of Ghana. So when you enter Legon, it has almost everything. It has a mall, not too big, but sizable. It has a stadium yet to be completed. There are banks. So we have a huge banking square, among others. So you'd ask yourself why you should come to Legon. Well, the culture is welcoming, the society is welcoming, and it is rich and diverse. There's so much that you get to learn and immerse yourself in. We know that we've spoken about Ghana Jollof. There's much more than Ghana Jollof. We have great food, we have fresh and sweet fruits, lots of historical places to visit. And these historical places are tied to history that you would benefit to learn from right from the source. Because Ghana was the first country south of the Sahara to gain independence, we have a lot of rich, post-colonial African history to learn from as well. So we have the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, we have the Du Bois Center, as I mentioned. All of these people played key role in our independence struggle. And another thing about our culture is, being in our market spaces, learning how to bargain, learning how to interact with the locals in these spaces and buy their wares. You also get to learn some Ghanaian traditional dances. You get to learn, one of the major Ghanaian languages. So by the time you leave us, you you have something of Ghana, stuck with you, something positive. Also, we have activities and excursions that you get to enjoy. The activities especially are very hands-on. As you can see in the pictures on this slide, we have crafts that you learn, crafts that are steeped in our history. We have whole communities who engage in these crafts. It's their livelihood. You see to our far left, batik tie-dye making. The next picture is kente weaving. That's the traditional way some ethnic groups or some cultural groups in Ghana make cloth. The one you can see in this picture is how the Asante people make cloth. You also get to learn how some of our traditional meals are prepared. To the extreme right, you see that we have students learning how to make and design glass beads. So some of these activities are what we immerse you in, which not only gives you something that you can learn and do with your hands, but you also get to know what the people of Ghana do, what they live by. We also have major excursions that would go up. The picture to the top that you see there is a trip to the Asante region. It's the Menchia Palace. The Menchia Palace is the palace of the Asante king. And the tree that you can see the students swinging on is an Indian rubber tree. And it's known to be over 100 years old. These are some of the places that you get to visit once you are studying with us in Legon. When it comes to student housing, the main housing that we place students in is the International Students Hostel. As you can see, it's a shared space. It's like a dormitory. We have 2 persons in a room. There's a shared bathroom, a shared kitchen space. It's on the University of Ghana campus. So you get access to the banking square, you get access to the convenience store, to the sporting centers. We have the gym, the pool, as I mentioned before, the stadium. We have the basketball courts, the volleyball courts, and the athletic oval where track and field events are held. Okay, so when it comes to the academic component, our program is a 3-week program where you are placed in a learning site. So the pictures that you can see here is a learning site where we place the students. It's an NGO that enrolls students or children in the community who can't afford to pay to go to school. So they are put in here and they go through the main, like the regular school system, but they go free of charge. Here we place you so you help the teachers out, you help the students out, you mirror a teacher, you teach them something, they teach you something back. And you have to do this in a number of hours. So as you can see, it's 15 to 20 hours per week of service learning. But in addition to that, you have 6 to 10 hours of conversational Ghanaian language to learn. It's important that you do this because especially for your service learning site, it's school and Ghana's official language is English. But some of these students are late in enrolling in school. So sometimes it's good to know some Ghanaian language so you can balance it out with the English to help them better understand what you're trying to help them learn. We'd also do cultural activities, about 4 to 5 of them per week. And all of these things that you do, you personally have to do some reflection on them. Because at the end of the day, we want to also help you to, be able to tease out what it is that you can tease out and learn from. So together with your program leaders, at the end of every day, you are expected to do some journaling and reflecting on all the activities that you did within the week, all the learning that you did within the day. You sit down and you reflect on them. Okay, so as we all know, COVID is still with us. So there are some requirements attached when you decide to study with us in Legon. We are expecting that all students who enroll on the program are vaccinated before they arrive on site. We used to have a compulsory mask wearing mandate for public spaces, indoor public spaces and outdoor public spaces in Ghana, but that has been lifted. It hasn't changed as at yet. If it does, we'll definitely let you know before or once you have arrived on site. We, however, advise that masking, especially in crowded areas like our market spaces and in indoor spaces that are not properly ventilated, you keep masking. We advise that you do this because we know that the virus is still with us. We also encourage that you continue with the hand hygiene practices so that we are all safe. So not to bore you too much, I'll open the floor now for any questions that you may have. And then myself and Rachel, who has just joined us, would answer them. Thank you.
I also just want to share that I'm a former participant of study abroad in Ghana, not during high school, but in college. I spent a semester on campus at Legon, stayed in the international student hostel. I can say that I had a great time in Ghana, very friendly culture, as Amma shared. Great jollof rice food,
Yes.
and really enjoyed doing activities like the kente weaving, batik beading workshops, and just in general, it's a very great place. The friendly people win you over, and I'm happy to answer any questions from a student perspective as I studied there in college and stayed on campus. So.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions?
I think I see one in the chat. It says, what airport in the US do you fly from to go to Ghana? I'm not sure if we've announced our flight, like hubs that students will be flying out of this year yet. When I was a student, I flew out of either New York or Washington, D.C. I'm not sure what the hub airport will be this year, this summer.
Yeah, usually it's announced when we are closer to, we have the numbers and then we know how to coordinate, then we announce which airport.
But generally, yeah, I would say once we announce it, I'm going to guess probably New York or DC have flights to Ghana. There's another question in the chat that says, from experience, what age or grade do you think works best for students to begin this program? I don't know if you want to answer that, Amma, or I'm happy to provide some insight too.
Okay, I'm from our last program, our youngest age was 15. Yes, so it's between the ages of 15 and 18. So I wouldn't say that works best. It's just the ages we would usually get. From a US perspective, I may not be properly placed to answer. I don't know if you can answer that, Shamari.
Yeah, I'll try to give some insight. I'm also not sure if there's an age that works best, but what I can share with you is that Ghana is an extremely safe country. The people are very friendly and welcoming. So I do think it's no matter what age you are, you'll have a great time there and experience. I was there as a college student, not a high school student, but I think even if I was, I would feel comfortable and safe. And I think that's the most important thing. Another note is that our thematic programs, such as the program Amma just talked about, and leadership and volunteering, I believe that students are in a closer cohort than in some of our language programs that we have, which are in larger cities, and you have a bit more flexibility and freedom. So something that I haven't seen the high school program in Ghana, but something that I know from a former friend who was a program leader, which will be your chaperone on the program, is that you will spend a lot of time together as a group and have that support, if that's something that helps provide insight.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So it's going to be a lot of group activities. Free time is always structured on our program. So we always encourage that even with the free time, a lot of group planning happens because it's always best to be in groups. But yes, generally it's a lot of group activities. You get to spend a lot of time together. It provides an extra layer of safety and support, as Shumari mentioned. Do we have any other questions? I'm going to leave this last slide on. And if you have any questions about this as well, we can answer them. But yes, if you fill out your application by December 1, you can stand the chance, you'll be entered into a draw and you stand the chance of flying for free.
Yes, so as Amma mentioned, we'll have one winner of that raffle for free flight if you apply by December 1st for our early deadline. If not, our regular deadline is January 18th for applications for students. Additionally, I'm not sure what states or schools that our participants today are coming from. I work with students here in New York City, and we have a lot of alumni in our schools. So if there's someone from your school who has traveled on a CIEE program, please ask them to share their link with you where you can start your application there, and they will be able to earn $200 if you travel, and you will also get $200 off of your program. So a nice way to get your friends some cash and also get a discount if there's someone from your school who has traveled on our programs. And if you're not sure, please feel free to reach out and ask us.